Good morning, friends. I, Dr. Rohit Rastogi, Associate Professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering at ABES Engineering College, Ghaziabad, welcome you all in the lecture series of Business Data Warehousing and Data Mining. So, in this reference, we are going to talk about multidimensional data analysis today. So, MDDA is an important concept where we will going to understand about the different type of schema, which are the fact schema, constellation schema, and snowflake schema. So, as we have seen earlier, that data warehouse and data mining is a digital storage system which connects and harmonizes large amount of data from many different sources. It is used to give the useful and intelligent information to the different organizations and companies where they can make their decisions with the help of useful information. This information can be used for the reporting purposes, for the analysis, and for supporting the regulatory requirements. So companies can turn their data into insight and they can get the deep insight for the information. Data warehouses uses the current as well as historical information to get the exact truth of the organization and so that the different decision makings and plannings can be done. We also saw earlier that OLAP is the acronym for Online Analytical Processing and OLTP is for Transaction Processing. OLAP uses the large amount of data and it uses the different intelligent softwares for getting the exact information. But OLTP uses the relational database, textual data, and the simple SQL queries are operated on it. OLAP is handling the complex estimation and the trend analysis, as well as it has a useful feature for the CEO, managers, and the directors of the organization. But OLTP is useful for the general clerks and the different local users of the organization. In the multidimensional data model, we can see here that it is the part of OLAP. OLAP multidimensional data model is viewed as a cube. So as we can see that cube has three dimensions. So in first dimension, it may be possible that there are the products. In second dimension, there are the geographic areas, and third dimension, there is the timeline. So we can see here that it is a very complex relationship, geographical info data. So in which area, which time zone, which kind of product is being sold out, or what kind of need is there to get it from the procurement or inventory. So many kind of complex information are analyzed with the help of OLAP model. The multidimensional data has to be arranged because in the company, in the general real life applications, the data has to be maintained in the different orders and there is a complex relationship between different parameters. So product, market and time, as well as it may be also possible that the vendor or the shopper, as well as the different cost or the prices, there may be multiple dimensions for this particular example. So cube on the right associates sales number with dimension, product type, market, and time with the unit variables organized as cell in an array. So multi-dimensional array has to be maintained. This cube is expanded as the dimensions are increasing and number of dimensions increase as the number of cubes are increased exponentially. Because in cube with the three dimensions, there are 3 into 3 into 3, there are 27 cells in the array, but as the dimension increases, the 4 into 4 into 4, so it will be 64 kind of, or 128 kind of cells in the array. So dimensions are hierarchical in the nature and time dimension contains the hierarchies for year, quarter, months, week and days. Geography may contain also the different array parameters like country, state and city. So as an example, you can see here that there is a complex architecture. and the different queries has to be handled as per the user's need. It may be possible that the authorities, managers, CEO, or the decision makers of the company require this kind of complex data, that what kind of sale has been happened in the third week of the past year. So this is a complex query and one cannot get the exact information within seconds. So definitely SQL will not be able to handle this because multiple joins, tables, and the attribute access has to be done, and large amount of data on the memory speed and the storage space has to be required. So processing time will be larger and user has to wait for a sufficient amount of time. So in OLAP, the cubes are drilled down and up in the multiple dimensions with the help of intelligent softwares because the schemas are designed. So there are three types of schema. First is a star schema where one is the main table which is kept in the center and it is associated with the other tables. So these are the center table is called as the fact table and this attendant table or the side tables are called as the dimension table. So center table contains the primary key or the unique attributes of each of the dimension tables so that it can correlate with that particular dimension table. Snowflake schema is having the ladder-like or the cascade-like structure and it maintains hierarchy for further splitting with the help of normalization of the data set. So the smaller dimension tables forming a shape of similar like to snowflake. So from one cascade, one step to other step, we can reach from one table to other table with the help of common attributes. However, the snowflake structure can reduce the effectiveness of browsing since more joins will be needed in the SQL queries. In fact, constellation schema, one can see here that it is a combination of star schema as well as snowflake schema. So sometimes it is also called as the galaxy schema or the because multiple relationships are there and A is related to B in as a center and related to C as a snowflake, but it may be possible that they are related to D, E, F, and G in the other particular center and star schema and snowflake schema. So multiple snowflake schemas are connected to each other and it gives a shape like a galaxy and so complex relationship are there and the joins are not sufficient to get the information in an easier way. So in future, we will again go into deep with the different commands and the methods for OLAP. So this is the example of multidimensional data that which is the data is divided into three type of tables, star schema, snowflake schema, and the fact constellation schema. So these are the references where one can get the more data, gist and the information and the deeper insight for these concepts. I will suggest you that you should take an example of an organization and represent that particular concept in form of the schema. So design the star schema for one particular concept and correlate with other schema with the help of fact constellation and the snowflake schema. And then you will be able to know that how the relations are done. So one can see that a schema are defined in form of table name in the upper side and the attributes in the lower, you know, row wise architecture and they are correlated with certain relationship with each other. So these are the references and you can get more information in these books and the web references. So I'm sure that this lecture will be helpful to you and in future we will come up with the next concepts on the data warehousing and business data analyzing. So till then, stay safe and stay blessed, keep learning and have a good day ahead. Thank you very much.